Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers. It's September 2021, so that must mean that we're doing our September daily. Now, a quick brief history for those of you that have come in the middle. The original daily that I did with Miss Paintalot was January 2021 daily, and the book she had was Green. It was written by Green, and so it was called Mr. Green. Okay, so the series on her channel is called Mr. Green, the sequel. I mean, not the series, but you know, when she talks about it, whatever. And there's a prompt list, and then there's a designer list. Now, you're not obligated to go by the designer list at all. There's a list of 6 designers. The Journal Boat, Tailor-Made Journals, Wonders by Wink, Chapter 1, Liana Scrap, Tracy Fox / Artie Mays / Wildcard. So if this one is rolled, then Miss P has a choice. Now, I am following the prompts, and I'm trying to use the same kit by the same designer that she uses, but sometimes I'll use a different kit by the same designer. And I just happen to have kits by all these people, but it is not a requirement, and nor should you feel the urge to or the need to go out and purchase anything just to do this project. Okay, so this week is week 13, and the prompt is grunge. And the day before, which is day 12, Miss Paintalot rolled Kyung Shotwell, which is Wonders by Wink, and we're using her train kit to do grunge. Okay, so we'll move that out of the way underneath all this stuff that I have. So here's the page that we're going to be doing. We've done this page, and this one, and this one, and this one, this one, this one, our monochrome page, which is one of my favorites. We jumped over page 9 until I get all the parts I need. This was ink blending, and this was embossing. These cards are embossed. Then we have a what am I trying to say? We have an ephemera holder, which I haven't put ephemera facing this way yet, nor have I really put any ephemera in my wax paper, or not wax paper, but my tracing paper pocket. And now we are on week 13, which is grunge. Let's put our little marker paper in here. We're going to move Mr. Black out of the way so we don't grunge him up. So today's episode, or today's video, you're going to need a few special things. You're going to need some wax paper, which isn't really special. Most people have it, but I mean, we don't usually use it in our videos for this series. So you're going to need wax paper. You're going to need mixed media paper or something similar that you can do ink and liquid and heat, and apply heat to, because we're going to be drying in between the stages. Now, I'm going to be using this dryer. I've never used it before, this heat tool. So we're going to see, and hopefully I will not catch my desk on fire. I'm resting it on the little leg, and I've got it set on top of a piece of wax paper, because I figure wax paper, if you can bake on it in the oven, I can set a heat tool on it on its little leg. And the optional thing is that I don't put my arm over here and burn it. So, going with that premise, the other things you're going to need is the parts from the kit. I'm going to try to use a couple of these small coin envelopes. Miss P had a bigger brown envelope that I don't have any access to. I don't have those type of envelopes at my disposal, so we're going to use something else. I don't want to use a white envelope and cut it down, because I want to stay with the paper theme that we've got going. Here's some ephemera. Here's a couple of collage pages from the kit. And here's a brown piece of paper that we're going to use to make parts kind of moving parts for the page. All right, so we've got that. Then we've got paper and 2 more pieces of ephemera for another piece. Now this paper is natural cardstock, and I will put a link to it below so that you can get access to the same paper. But it's a 1 step thicker than 110. Okay, then this is going to be the writing pages. I printed it on both sides, going along with the grunge theme. My blade will not be until later today, so I have little grungy edges, and I need to trim that little edge off right there. And then this is going to be our backing paper, which is the paper that's going to get glued to the page in Mr. Green. Mr. Black. All right, so let's put these things aside. We need to grunge up our paper. I've only done this once, and so hopefully things will go well this time. This is my extra piece. Doing your paper on wax paper, when you dip it and then you wipe it off, it does tend to degrade the paper, so you probably need more than 1 piece of wax paper. And I'm also working on a silicone mat, which I'll put a link to this below. You can get a pack of 3 of these. There's a gray one, a black one, and a white one, and I figured, or clear, well, white, they call it clear, but it's white. And this is what walnut stain, which is called a stain for a reason, will do to your white silicone mat. Okay, so I used that. I thought because the inks, when you rub them on there and then spray the water on it, would bead up really well, which they did. However, once one of them stained it, then I decided to go to wax paper over the top of my silicone mat. This is my first try, and I actually like it, depending on what our second try looks like. And I'm not going to go through the whole process. I'm actually going to just show you how to do it. Otherwise, it would be a 2-hour video. Okay, so this is what we're going to use, I guess, because we're not going to complete the full second page. All right, a couple things I might want to mention is you want to make sure that the colors are dry in between. Up in this corner, I had a section of what I call mud, because the ink wasn't completely dry up here, and then I did another layer and it mixed together. And just like with paints, when you mix more than one color together that aren't complementary, or are complementary, or there's rules with your color wheel, then you will end up with mud. That's why red and blue do not always make purple. It just depends on which red and blue you use. Right, so we're going to set this to the side. So now the first thing you want to know is the things we're going to need in addition to what I just showed you. You're going to need a little water spray bottle. You're going to need to move your flammable glue out of the way. We may need some tape, some medical tape. I'm not sure. I may just glue these shut because we're going to make a pocket out of the other end. All right, I want to set these to the side, but I don't want to lose track of them. Okay, so now you're going to need a bunch of different colors, grungy colors of your Tim Holtz Distress inks, or any kind of inks, Distress inks. Miss P also used spray inks after she got done using these, and I don't have any of those, so I didn't use them. Okay, so that's why there's no copper or whatever on mine. Now, I did write down the order that she used the inks because I've never done it before, and so I wanted to at least have a head start by using the colors or ones that are similar. So she started with frayed burlap, and the idea is to take your paper and set it to the side, go figure, and then take the frayed burlap, and then you ink up your wax paper. I don't know if you can see, there's ink from the ink pad on here. Okay. You don't need a bazillion pounds. Okay, and then you spray it a little bit with the water and it beads up. It might be a little too wet. And then you just dab your paper in it. So you're just going to dab it and dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, and dab it. And then you get this. So now let's do it again. You can see already that I've got a water puddle. You can also let it run. That won't hurt anything either. If you want little bits of it to run. You can also blot little sections that are super wet so they don't take a long time to dry. Let's do a little bit more. Let's wipe this off with a paper towel. She used tea bag paper so that she had some stained tea bag paper. All I have is a paper towel. I've also got some tracing paper because I thought anything that's left I might try to grunge this up. We'll have to see if it works. I just now forgot to do it, of course. And frayed burlap. Do some more. Couple spritzes. And then you just touch it. Touch it. You don't have to use your hand. Gives you a little bit different effect. Remember to use the corner where you're holding. You don't want to have that one corner white. When you push down on it, you tend to get the little blops, and I kind of tend to look and see if there's any distinctly empty areas, which you don't need it to cover. The whole point is that it is, and it'll kind of splat a little bit when you touch down. When your plane touches down. Okay, so now so far I have this. Now I'm going to use the heat gun to dry this off, and of course during the playback I'll have this audio muted for you. Okay, now we're going to pick our paper up, move it out of the way again. Take our paper towel, make sure that we've gotten that off. My heat gun is new, so I'm smelling a little bit of a burny smell, you know, like when you first turn your heater on in your car when you haven't used it all summer. Then it's going to smell like that, and I'm hoping that is a temporary thing until I get it used. I'm a little nervous around it. And I don't know why. I'm a pretty brave person. Oh, we're using vintage photo, which mine's a little old, and I didn't really have a lot of success with it. So let's see if I can get enough of it down on here and spray it with the water. Okay, and then we're going to start tapping it again, or even pressing. Make sure to get the center along with where you're holding. See where we're at. Okay, we could use some in this corner. Like I said, it doesn't, you don't necessarily want it to be exactly exact, but having a little bit of each color in each corner, it's not a bad thing. Oh, we're moving along fairly quickly. Maybe we will do the whole thing. Okay, you may have noticed me turning the paper over because that kind of helps if it starts to warp a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Then she used walnut stain. Where are we at here? Walnut stain. Let's wipe this off. There isn't really anything left. I wonder if when I laid it on there and dried it, if I got a little bit. If you were going to cut it up and use it for something, getting it on both sides would probably be a good thing. The silicone helps protect my glass mat as well. Here's walnut stain, which is a great color for this. That's way too much. but that's the one that stained my silicone. The other ones so far up to this point had not. It's probably too much water again. Let's lightly tap. Oh yeah, see, that looks much better. I love the walnut stain. Very grungy color. Yeah, see, there's quite a bit on here. Which I can just wipe it off, but why? I'm chasing down the little droplets in case you're wondering. Like I said, it does tend to splatter a little bit. And I had too much on here. Okay, so we're at this point. Let's wipe it off. Okay. With my grunged up paper towel. Well, stained my mat some more. I didn't use these silicone mats come in packages of 3, and like I said, it was very inexpensive. I want to say less than $15 for all 3, and you get a white one, a gray one, and a black one. So let's dry it off. Okay, now you don't have to cover every single inch of this. If you like this, then you're fine. I'm not real happy with this where I kind of munched it down. So I do want to get more colors in. Okay, so we used walnut stain and frayed burlap and vintage photo. So now let's go to, she used black soot next and then kind of stopped. But I broke out some other colors, and I'm going to use, I think, the pumice stone. And you may or may not have any or all of these colors. So just use what you've got. Just mix and match. That's what I did. Yeah, sometimes you have to kind of push down on them a little bit. You can't just wipe them. You know, when you ink, you kind of have to push down with your dauber there. Okay, let's try this color. Yep, I'm liking that color. Now, she went on to do stamping and things like that, and we're going to do that, but I did not do it in my trial. So, we'll find out how that works out. It's just a piece of paper. You know what I mean? You can always sit here and plop it around in ink again. I don't know if any of you have noticed this gold ring that I wear. This is my grandfather's high school graduation ring from 1932. And so I wear it because it's very special to me. Now, this is almost dry. Let's wipe it off. Yeah, the wax paper is dry. Well, let's just give it a quick hit just to make sure. Okay. All right. Have we used pumice stone yet? Let's find out. No, I don't think we had. It's a kind of a gray brown, I guess you would call it. Well, I said that I was not going to show you this whole thing, but we may stop after this color and then black. What's grunge without a little black, right? Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot on here. Okay. All right, let's use some black soot. And we may have enough colors after that. I think sometimes I get too much water, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So, see, the black really kind of makes it as far as I'm concerned. I don't necessarily feel like I have to cover the whole thing. You know, the white can show through. I don't have a problem with that. But I do want, I kind of tend to just push down in the same area, don't I? The center here just keeps eluding me. Do that again. I don't feel like there's enough black on there. Okay, let's go for the center. There we go. Okay. It's just kind of goofing around. There's no set rules. This one's looking pretty good. Let me do the ground espresso and then call it a day. This looks pretty dry, but let's hit it once just to make sure. I've never done this before. I've only done the one. So, and I used my hair dryer. I kept running to the bathroom. I don't know why I was afraid of this heat tool. Kind of seems to be like a little bit hotter hair dryer. Obviously the tip is hot, so be careful when you're done. Yeah, let's just do a little bit of the ground espresso. Maybe like up in this area here. I didn't wipe the black soot off either by accident. Let's go for it. There we go. That helps. I think I did it a little too hard though. Now remember, you're going to be covering most of this. So don't freak out if you have a spot that you don't like. Just make that the spot that you cover. Alright. That I'm liking. I don't really know anything about it, but all I know is I like this pattern, this combination of colors. And I just goofed around with my dark grays and my browns. And of course black. Some people may want a little more black, but in this particular case. Okay, so silly me, I was talking and sharing my thoughts with you while the dryer was on, and I knew I was going to mute it. So maybe my thoughts were not worthy anyway, but what I was saying is some people may want more blacks and whatever, but I'm just goofing around. And remember that you're going to be covering most of this because my paper is not very big. I might want to mention that as well. This is only a 7 by 10, so it's not an 8.5 by 11. All right, so it's going to be shorter when we put it in Mr. Black, but that's what our backing paper's for. All right, so let's get rid of our wax paper. Looks like the nozzle has cooled down enough to move the heat gun out of the way. I'm going to put you on hold for just a second so that I can get everything moved around. Okay, we're back. There are a couple things I apologize that we're going to be using that I've neglected to tell you about. I used my crocodile and punched out 2 of these little tags. Yes, it stains your fingers. A couple of these tags, and I glued them together to make it a little more heavy duty. You can use any tag. You can use rectangle pieces of paper. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the whole ahead of time. Okay, so we're going to use that. We're going to use a brad. So you're going to need some of those. And for those of you that don't know, and plus I need to get one out of the bag, a brad has a closure that, let me put these away, that they come apart like this, they spread. So when you put it through the hole, then, and it looks like this on one end, that's the end you see. Then when you put it through the paper, then you just open it out, and that's what holds it in. Okay, so we're going to be using one of those to hold on our little tab, like so. Oops, like so. Okay. Then we're also going to use some stamps. Let me get my other stamping pad out. I had set it aside, but I think I might need it. I've got some miscellaneous. Oh, and to make the hole for the brad, you're going to need a pokey tool or something else that you can poke a hole with of a decent size. I got this pokey tool from my friend Lisa at Lisa's Paper, Lace, and Bling. And when she sent it to me, instead of sending it to me with the sharp just out in the open, because apparently she knows about me and sharps. As you guys know, I'm not allowed near sharps. The other day I poked the end of my thumb with a pair of scissors, for all of all things. For goodness sakes, what I was going to say. Anyway, so I think she sends these out on all of them. Who knows? I think so. I know she does. I'm teasing. Who knows? I know. Anyway, so this is our second attempt that we did. This is my first attempt. I like the second one better, so let's use the second one. And we're going to do some stamping, just some miscellaneous patterns. She used a grid pattern and a couple of lines, and so I have this kind of a funky stamp. Let's see if I can get it out of here. And this is what it looks like. It's really stuck in here. Sometimes they get stuck to this plastic, and it takes someone stronger than me, apparently, to get it unstuck. This is one I don't think I've used before. And that's why it's so hard to get it off here. Wow. I spend 5 minutes getting it off here. There may be editing in our future. Maybe if I start over here where it's more substantial of an edge and not just those little rings. Yeah, that seems to be working better. This one really appears to be stuck on there, so let's use one I've used before. Hopefully it isn't stuck quite so much. They haven't been exposed to heat or anything, so I'm not really sure why it doesn't want to cooperate. Let's use this one with the bubbles, just for kicks and bubbles. I like this one. Oh, actually, this is the same one. Let's see if this is the one that I've used before. It is. This is the one I really wanted to use. There it is. Okay, we've got our bubbles. We may use that. So, and I've also got some lines. And what I use these lines for, is when I have a piece of card that I want to make a writing line. This one is good for that. And obviously you can see this little narrow one is good for decoration. This one right here is good for making a writing line as well. If you're going to use these long ones, it's a good idea to have what's called a stamping block, and that's what you put the cling on, and the silicone stamp, and then that allows you to, you know, properly control your stamp. Got to keep your stamps under control, or crazy things happen. Let's put my bubble one back. Alright, I'll fix it later. Let me set this aside while we're using this one. It almost doesn't fit on here. Let's use ground espresso. We're just going to randomly ink this, and then that way I don't want a solid pattern necessarily. Let's put some here. Didn't really stamp. I guess I need more ink. Did a little bit. So I guess I will ink it up. It's possible once I've put all this other ink on the surface, it's hard for this to show up. We may have to use black soot. Yeah, the ink is coming off, but we're not able to see it. So let's go to our standby black soot, which leaves ink everywhere. Let's see how that works. Should work better. Hey, you never know until you try. I thought I would try that brown because I thought it would be kind of cool and not too invasive. Let's try our black soot. See what we think. Yeah, you can see that. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's do it one more time. Doesn't overpower anything. Kind of puts a cool pattern on the white. Kind of cover up some of the white. Not that having the white is bad, like I said before. Let's put some over here. Make sure I'm getting it on there really well. I don't have super strong hands, so. Okay, you can see that. That's pretty good. So let's, did I throw my paper towel away? Let's take my dry baby wipe here. My dry wet wipe. And I think we're going to be using some lines. I think I'll leave that on here so I remember to clean it but you can see it did get some off. It's always good to have some of the wet wipes that you just leave them out to dry. I think I like this line that looks like a grid. So let's try that. Never used my long stamping block before, so we'll see how it goes. Gets most of it. Let's get out our black soot again. Apparently nothing else is going to show up against this background. Oh yeah, we can see that. Just got some on my stamping block. I'm not doing a distinct pattern. I think I will put one more up here somewhere. Go right over that other stamp. Yeah, that shows pretty good. That looks good. Set this on top of that one to be cleaned. And, oh, I know what one I wanted to look at. And it was this little splat. The only thing is, I think that might be too solid. Got a lot of straight lines. Let's try. I ended up with a duplicate set in case you can't tell. Yeah, let's use the other set. And it looks like this is the set I've been using, so I think I'll put this one back in the drawer. So I guess I will take this one off. And put this little guy on here. I wonder, instead of black, if I have something else in the black family. Maybe pumice stone. Hickory smoke. That will show up. Looks like I didn't get some blue out of the creases in there. Not a good plan. See if we can put one of these on here. You can see it a little bit. That's fine. It doesn't need to be overpowering. Just kind of funky it up a little bit. That's a little bit of that ink off of there. Now we can stick all these back on here to be cleaned. Try to move them out of the way so I don't lose that long skinny one. Okay, so we'll set these to the side. Oops, set these to the side. Okay, now the other thing that we're going to do that Miss P did that I really liked was to make a flip down, and then when you have writing space. She edged all her stuff in black soot, but I think I'm going to use ground espresso. This is my new ink testing card. As you know, I test my inks to see what colors I like the best, and well, you know what, I don't know if that is grungy enough. You have to pass the grungy test. And we know the black soot is very dark. Maybe we can use both. I never have a problem with mixing my inks on the same project. Anyway, test your inks around when you're done with the project. Just trim the edges off until the paper gets too small. You can also test out stamps and inking as well. So that's my little test sheet. So let's put this to the side to be cleaned as well. Maybe I can get this wiped off now. Yeah. So he's cleaned off. Don't know why I call them all he. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do, I used even heavier cardstock to make these little tabs, just in case you were wondering what I used. And this is brown. It's not construction paper. I forget what it's called. Most of you probably know already. So now we're going to get some of this together. I also have some of this writing. It's the thickness of typewriting paper, and it I used it in my medieval book when I did my Once Upon a Time mini album, which, on a side note, those videos will be coming out pretty soon. So I really had fun with the project. It's second mini album I've ever done, the first one that I've ever done on my own. So let's take one of these. These are from the kit. And the one I liked the best, I don't see here. Did I paper clip it somewhere? Yes, I did. So let's put these in the miscellaneous pile. You never know, we might do something on one of these. Kind of a high possibility now that I think about it. Right, these are our collage papers. This is our miscellaneous brown. I did have this kind of planned out in my head, but that was yesterday. You know, when all my troubles seem so far away. That was bad. All right, now we want this to be able to fold in half at the same size, and we're going to leave a little bit of a border around it. So I'm not sure that's going to be tall enough, so I'm going to switch around. Let me move our writing paper, which this doesn't look like writing paper, but it is on this side. And let's move our base paper right here as well. Okay. So let's and I used my white chalk pencil to write on the brown, but feel free to use your pencil. It's just a little bit harder to see. And it just is exactly what it sounds like, a white chalk pencil. You can get them almost anywhere. So you're going to want to set it to where it has a border. Then you're going to want to mark it a little bit higher than the edge of the paper so that you've got your border. I'll mark it here again. And then I'm going to mark it here. Okay. This works just fine in your paper cutter, paper trimmer. No, cuts, it trims. It's multi-use. So let's cut it. It doesn't matter which way we cut it first, which direction. I'm going to cut it on this chalk line. If your blade is getting old, if you press down really hard, you have a better chance of getting a clean cut. I say that as I'm about to probably not. Okay. So now this totally does not look big enough to fold it in half. What did I do? I didn't double it when I measured it. That's what I didn't do. Okay. See? 5 mistakes. Not going to edit it out. Not going to remove it. For some reason, the word edit followed by the word it is difficult for me to say. So here's our edge with our border. Let's move it up. Remember, you're going to fold it. So then let's move it up. Yeah, it's still not going to be big enough. She's using A4. So in Britain, the paper's longer. Not by much, though. Not really sure what she used. So let's trim our page a little bit, our picture. We've got quite a bit of black up here to work with. So let's trim it down. I liked it being longer, but if that's too short, we can... Oh, there's a scrap for our collage. Making a collage at the end of this project of... yeah, that looks like it should work. Of the... from each page. I'm saving my offcuts. Okay, so let's try this. See if it's going to work. We've got our little edge. Let's make our edge smaller. I didn't washi tape this tight enough. I had cut it so that it fit around something else. And a bigger pencil. One from my drawing kit. Black pencils. Okay, this will give us a guide as far as our folding line. And let's go down a little bit. Oh yeah. To allow for the fold. You know, we don't even need a picture on the other half. We're going to glue it to the paper. But let's allow for the fold, allow for the border, and then allow for the border, and that will tell us how long we need our paper to be, hopefully. Let's see if I can do this without having to edit the video. Okay, so now we don't cut it at all. Let's fold it and then open it back up and make sure that we've got enough room. Alright, so let's use our scoreboard just because this is heavier paper and I don't want to crack it. So let's go ahead and cut it at our double chalk line, our guesstimated. So that makes it 7.5, 3.5 is, and 3.5 is 7, and then another 1/4 of an inch, so that's 3 3/4 will be half. Yes, that was math. All right, now this actually looks good. I'm going to fold it in half. Looks like I was off by 1/8 in the length, not in my measuring. Well, my measuring, but not, you know what I mean, not figuring it out. Just in measuring the whole total length. Trim that 1/8 off. Looks like it was a little crooked as well. So then we'll have a writing area. It's going to flip down, keep reminding me. I'm going to take our mixed media paper. I really, really like this picture, so I would like to try to use it somewhere on the page. Yeah. Plus, I think this kind of looks like railroad tracks. Not really, but just kind of. So I kind of like it. Now, I'm not sure if I just want to use the plain. We're going to ink it. Let's start with ground espresso. We can move our way up to black soot if we need to. Yeah, that isn't going to be dark enough. We can do our corners. Mix it with the, or do around the edges. Let's do around the edges. Kind of funky it up a little bit, and then we'll edge it with the black soot. How about that? Now remember, you're going to be opening this up, so you're going to have to do both sides. I like that. And one side's going to be glued, so you only have to do both sides on one side. Remember to do the flap. And there's going to be a picture here, so we don't have to do the whole. Let's do in here. We're not going to do any stenciling as far as a pattern on the inside here, like in the corner or anything. I don't have any stencil that I think would work. I may, because I have this huge collection of stencils. I got a big set of mandala stencils. Please excuse me if I didn't pronounce that correctly. So kind of funky this down a little bit so it doesn't just look like a brown piece of paper. So I don't think I would like that. I think we'll just kind of do the edges around. Take that off. Remember, this is ground espresso. Now we're going to go to black soot. We're going to keep that ground espresso out. We're probably going to use it on the envelopes. We're going to do our black soot and possibly kind of a little more than what you normally would. That was a bit much. Black soot is a very strong ink, and it seems to be a lot of ink when you push down on each stamp go around or inking go around. So I recommend doing the edge first to get some of it out, and then going back and kind of distressing the paper. And let's remember to do the edges up here. And on this side, that's going to be on the inside where our writing paper is. Okay, and we're going to turn it over, and we're just going to do the one side that the picture is going to be on. However, we're also going to do, don't forget, the flap I'm going to do this and then come back and do the funkiness. Okay, let's just kind of go around this just a little bit. We're going to have a picture here. Let's get our image. I'm going to ink that. I almost forgot. Make sure and do your corners kind of a little more. Even though this is black, you still can kind of see the black soot. It kind of fills in the gray. Okay, we're going to have to start a new section. Okay, so let's glue this on here. Remember, it's going to open down. So we want to glue our image here. Which may seem odd. I was able to get just enough out of my bottle to refill my ink. Yay. I mean, my glue. As you guys know, I always say ink when I mean glue for some reason. An oddity, I guess. Not that it's the only oddity I have, but it is one of many. Sort of like that place for everything in its place kind of rule that I have around the house. People get in trouble for breaking it. Let's see, it's going to be this way. We want it to be this way. Don't forget we have to grunge up the tabs a little bit, or the tab a little bit. It's pretty good. I like that. Okay, and then we're going to have our writing area. Won't flips down. I almost want to do the whole thing. There, that makes me feel better. I feel better now. It's always good when Terry feels better. Oh, it's going this way. Good grief. Like Charlie Brown, how many times have I had to check that? Somebody keeps pulling my football away out from under me. I know how to do it. I know where it's going. Okay, so far we've pretty much done it the same as Miss Paintalot. I'm going to put mine up a little higher, I think. Oh, I can't. Gotta have room for our tab. Let's see where our tab is at. We have enough room for our brad. Might want to go down just a smidge more. Make sure we don't have glue seepage. If we do, we'll just wipe it up. Kind of liking this. Okay, now we're gonna find the center. And actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be completely and perfectly straight. And we don't have to actually find the complete and perfect center. Could do it in from the side. That would be kind of cool to do it in from the side, and then just flip it up like this to open it. Okay. Actually kind of like that. So I think I'm just going to line the brad up with the edge. Let's get our little styrofoam piece so we don't pokey tool right into the glass working area. Keep our white pencil handy. Let's kind of grunge this up a little bit. Then let's write something on here. I don't know what yet. I have this little stamp set. This is the font. This is the font. It's pretty cool. So let's see what we would want to put on here. I'd like to put the word grunge. I'm not sure I have enough room. I'm not really sure I have enough confidence in myself to get it in that area. Let's see. Find my pencil. All right. G. R. U. N. G. E. If I alternate the height, I should be able to put them closer together. Don't want to necessarily do them up and down though, but we'll take a look at it and see. We do it all in lowercase. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We can look at the size. If not, we can this has got to be right. Let's put it here. No, that doesn't look right, but it is. That's the G. And then R. P, Q, R. See, the R is the same way. Kind of looks kind of weird. When you first get these, they're all kind of hooked together and you have to undo the rubber. Of course, they don't have it on there. Okay, it's backwards. It's got to be that way. R. U. How could that be a U? And I think we'll be able to fit it on there. And that I definitely put on upside down and backwards. Darn it. Let's put a capital G just to be different. G. And then let's go back to our lowercase. And let's do E. And let's try to get it on there correctly. Alright, so that spells grunge. But with this font set, I'm not really sure that you can tell it spells grunge, but it does. So we fit it all on there. Yay. I'm going to get another font, I think, set. I like that font, but in a small space like this, once I learn how to do it without the squares showing as well, I think it'll be better. Okay. Let's get the walnut stain out and do just a little bit. You do want to put the pad on. See if we can kind of funk up the little bit in the middle, make it a little funky. Okay, now let's take our brad, put it here with this. Let's get out our pokey tool. And we want this to be here. Nope, we want it to be here, so our word grunge is right side up. I really wanted it in the corner, but that's okay. Alright, so let's poke the hole. Definitely a hole there. Did you hear it go through to the glass? And I'm going to pick it up, kind of make it a little bit bigger. Set it to the side. Oops. Set our pokey tool to the side. And then you put this through the hole. And then you put this through the hole in the paper. So let me put these back together. Okay. Yep, it'll still turn. See, and then that will hold this down. I might have done it a little too close. I really need a spacer, and I don't have any. That's what I need. This one isn't strong enough to hold that down. Do you see what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to glue this to the page. I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like until I can cut out one more of these and see if that makes it strong enough. I wonder if it's in the center. Yeah, it would actually hold it down if it was in the center. So let's do that. This is pretty funky. I don't think if we fold this back in, I don't think you really see the hole. I'm going to just push these edges back together. Remember, we're going to glue this back down to the page, or on the other paper, and then we're going to glue that to the page. So I guess let's go ahead and put it in the center. Oh, it's got a kangaroo on it. I didn't even notice. Okay. Yep. I guess there was a reason she did it in the center. The farther you push your the tool in, it comes to a point, then the larger your hole will be. Okay. Okay, so you just spread them out. I have a different pokey tool. I mean, not pokey tool. Yeah, pokey tool. And it has this little rounder on one end, and kind of, for me with my hands, kind of push down on the center and roll it out, and it makes it come out a little bit flatter on the back side of the paper. Not everybody's going to need this. If you want, I'll put a link to it. It's made by We Are Memory Keepers. But I like Lisa's better for the poking through of the hole, because this one's a little large. So it starts out with a really big hole. So I kind of like being able to slide it down and kind of choose the size that I want instead of starting out with a large. Okay, so that's going to hold that down. Let's put this away. We don't need it anymore. Take a drink of coffee. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to kind of funky these up like I did this. I'm not going to make you watch that. And I'm going to cut a couple train pictures to put on here. I don't know, I want to use this lady as well, so I'm not sure. I wonder if I put these on here, one flip one way, one flip the other way, and I cut her picture in half. It'd be kind of cool to have her picture on there a half at a time. So I think I might do that. Going to have to measure just a little tiny, but we're going to put them on there first. So there'll be writing pages on the back. One will go this way and one will go this way. We're going to use the flaps to glue them down. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to kind of grunge these up a little bit. Then I'm going to ink the edges of this, and then remember, when we cut it in half, before we glue it, we're going to have to kind of put a little bit of soot on there, but I don't want to do as much. All right, so I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, I've been very busy during our break. Very, very, very busy. I have inked and distressed all of these items. I've made a decision about these coin envelopes. And I think you're going to like it. What I've done is I've used the medical tape to tape them together on the inside. We're going to put this ephemera on the inside, and it's going to cover the tape, but it's also going to reinforce the fact that they're going to be together. Then you're going to be able to open this as well. We're going to have to keep an eye out on making sure that she is right side up when we glue her down. Then we're going to glue the pages down like this. Okay, let's make sure we move it down. Then we're going to use a new flap that I made a bigger one, and it's triple thick instead of double. Then we have some ephemera to go on here. Oh, we're going to cut the ends, and I forgot. We're going to have to re-ink the ends. Totally forgot. And then we're going to use these tickets, which have been distressed on the back, as our writing cards, and these tabs will stick out. Or the admission part of the ticket will stick out as the tab. Okay, so we're going to try to get this done, not in the next 15 minutes, which is the amount of time we have before starting a new video, but within the next 45. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these so I don't forget, and I don't want to have to do it once they're attached to the page. So let me do that. Can't believe I forgot. Some of the distressing will still be there, or most of it actually. And the reason I tape them is to keep them even as well. And right next to each other. Alright, so we just have to do a little teeny bit along the edge. On the front and the back. Oh, I'm working on a glass working surface. And one of these had a thumb hole cut out. I decided it wasn't worth going back. It'll get glued shut when we glue them to the page. Well, actually, these are going to get... I was going to glue them shut, but now that I think about it, let's see. This is the side that Miss P used. And I put this on the inside here. If I just leave them alone, I think it'll be fine. Let's go ahead to help hold everything together now that we've got our holes cut. Let's go ahead and glue her on. I really like the idea of having the writing card on the inside of a writing card. You see what I mean? I like that idea quite a bit. I really like that picture, Kyung. So now we had them this way. We decided this was the right side up, and we need to glue the side with the guy. Okay. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of inking and distressing. Hence my hands. I don't remember if I finished my sentence, which is to wipe your surface off. You'll cross-contaminate your items if you lay them down on the glass surface without wiping it off. And I think I'm going to have to probably use a baby wipe on it. Okay. So let's go. She's a really close fit, so let's get her on there and make sure we've got enough space to open her once we flip this open. Okay. See, that will reinforce them being attached. Okay, and then we're going to glue them on the page this way, and then we're going to decorate them. You can see that I've distressed this area here. I haven't decorated it, but I might go back and do that. Alright, so we're going to put them here. So let's glue them down. Wow, we got stuff flying everywhere. And this time we're going to do the flip closure from the top. Okay, so let's glue these down. Let's glue them over here. Now remember, Mr. Black rolls open this way. That's the way he rolls. Let's get these glued down. It's not exactly straight, is it? But then again, whose mind really is? You know, my brain's a little crooked. I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys. All right. So now we're going to use our, well, I guess, I don't know if that's going to hold them down, but if I put it here, we'll have a trouble with the tags. So we're going to put this as far over as we can to hold it down better. I've got it 3 thick. Okay. That should work. Okay, let's get our styrofoam. That doesn't exactly work all the way. The closer you can put it, the better it'll hold it down. This end might stick up a little bit, but you can bend it. Let me see. Let me go right here. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I really can't even tell where that other hole was. I'm just saying, because of the way the page is, I really can't even see it anymore. I looked away for so long. I looked back and now I can't even see it. So let's put that out of the way. And, oh, I forgot to get a new brad. Let me grab one. Okay, let's put the brad through here. Oh, and I stamped this. It says RR for Railroad 148. I just made that up. Has no significant meaning. Okay. Oh, looks like it's going to do pretty good. Move our styrofoam out of the way. We put it away now. It'll already be put away, huh? And also, with our tabs that we cut out, oh, that one looks pretty good. With our tabs that we cut out, here and here, if you save this, since this is a heavier board, you can use these as stencils. They're a little close together, but if you think about it and you think that you might want to use them as stencils, you might want to do them a little bit farther apart, but they would still work perfectly well for stencils. So that's why I keep these. Maybe not that one. They're a little too close together, but we'll see. I think these grungied up pretty well. I used the ground espresso on the whole envelope, and then of course I used the black soot around the edges. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Then we can open this. See how that works? And open it. Gee, it looks a little crooked. And I glued them on upside down. That wasn't very smart now, was it? It's a good thing I looked before the glue was dry, huh? So apparently the part where I said be careful that she's right side up did not register in my brain. Oh, that means this side's going to be on the top, isn't it? Because I glued her upside down. Let's see if I can do this. Fortunately, this glue is wet as well. Because we want to glue this. Let's wait and glue her on after. Okay, so we want to glue these on this way. Now our tab is there we go. Okay, we want to glue these on this way. There's already glue here, so it should be fine. Sorry about that, guys. And let's take a pause here, and we're going to have to go on to another section. Okay, so let's make sure, let's make sure that folds down. All right. Now let's glue her on right side up. And we can straighten her out too. Okay, let's re-glue her. Get off of me. It's a little persistent. Being a little piece of paper. Alright, so let's glue her on. Let's glue her farther down. That's probably how I made her crooked when I moved her down. Okay, now she's straight. Okay, flip her back. Okay, let's decorate them. Oh, I did cut out things for here. I don't know what I was thinking. Right. Oh yeah, that's gonna hold it down well. That's going to work out well. Okay, let's glue these on. And then we'll glue this one on. Okay. Now I had to trim the edges of this one down, so the letters are really close, but you can still see them. They're still all there completely. And I grunged it up. I went ahead and used the brown, the hickory, oh no, the ground espresso on all of these, on the surface and on here and on the back of the tickets because they were white. Alright, so let's glue these on. Let's glue these puppies on. We'll glue it on here and then we'll glue it in the book and then we'll be all glued up. Our gluing will be done. Glue this one on the top. Make sure the right side up. And put this one in the center, approximately. Don't want to impede the folding, so it looks like it's going to stick over just a smidge. Nothing I can do. Let's make sure it doesn't glue our pocket shut. If I have to, I can trim the tags a little bit and well, yeah, see, I almost made a mistake there. I almost glued this one shut at the end. Okay, because of that thumb tag or thumb pull that I had cut in, and I didn't realize it until it was a little late, I almost glued this pocket shut. So let's keep a note of that. When you're gluing, don't glue down and glue the pocket shut. Just on a side note, you know. So now I've got this piece. And that will go down here. And now we want to put this on right side up. It says railroad crossing. We don't want it to say door layer. We do want it to say railroad. Okay. If I could add a bell, I would. I would add a bell. I'm not going to put anything here or here because I like the paper too much. Okay, so let's put our tags in. And glue back shut a little bit. The glue's not dry, so it looks like I'm going to have to do this for a minute. Hold it open. Yeah, see, when I glued this on, I glued it to the open area here. So we'll be able to, oh, we can say our ticket here anyway too, because I didn't bring the flap out and over because we were using them as a fold. So if we need to, no, actually we can't. Let's see if I can get him in here now. Yep. Okay, and close them that way. And close them this way. Look at that. That's our page. Okay, now we're going to glue. Oh, I forgot to distress this. All right, I'm going to put you on hold for just a second while I do that. Okay, so I've distressed the paper, and I want to, before I bring Mr. Black over here, I want to take a wet baby wipe. I did go wash my hands before touching the white pages, so everything that's going to come off is off. Let me get the... Well, all right. Let's use a paper towel and some water. Probably going to reactivate anything that's on there. I also think I will put that extra piece of wax paper that I had left. Yeah, there was some ink on here, definitely. See? All of that could have gotten on Mr. Black. And he has white pages. But I also think that I'm going to yank my mic off apparently. But I think I'm going to take my extra piece of wax paper, my clean piece, and put it down as well, just in case. I realize that the black case is going, or cover's going down, but I just don't want to take a chance. Okay, so we're going to open this up. And actually, well, we can glue this down and then glue the actual page to that. I've got my mic cord wrapped around my foot. I am so sorry. All right, let's try to do it like this. It's so heavy, I don't think it's going to work though. All right, I'm not going to try to glue it sideways. You're just going to have to believe me when I say that I'm gluing, and you're just looking at the top half. Okay, so let's flip him over and glue him. See, there's some contamination there, which is fine. We're gluing over it, and it is grunge, but still, one little spot is probably not what you would be going for. For some reason, I can really smell the glue today. This particular glue, Fabri-Tac, smells like nail polish remover. Well, it smells like acetone. Okay, let's get him on there. Let's try to be careful, because we're going to contaminate the edge with any ink. So if he's crooked, I have to be very careful. See, I've got some here. I mean, I realize it is the grunge page, but I really would appreciate a straight grunge page. How about you guys? Now, I'm not going to wipe my hands like this. I'm trying very hard not to contaminate the paper. Okay. Now, the thing we forgot to do is ink the edge of this. I almost forgot. I would have been very upset. So it's a good thing we didn't glue it down to that one paper first, isn't it? That would have been bad. I'm not talking because I'm upset that I almost forgot. Brings the corners up just a little bit. Okay. I'm having a heart attack. I am, because I almost forgot. Alright, now this one's going to be fun to glue down, because we got all the stuff on the front and we got the stuff on the back. Now, normally I would put tape on these, but I forgot, and now there's glue all over there. Okay. Probably shouldn't have laid this on here while I'm gluing it. I would consider that a mistake. Okay, now let's glue our paper on right side up. Our page. No, our paper. This is our page. Now remember, this was too small. Darn it. Because the multimedia paper is smaller. I still would like to slide it over just a little bit, but I'm not going to. Trying to see by looking at it if it's straight. Okay. All right, this is page 13, Grunge. I hope you've had fun making it. I really have. I really, really, really like this page and the way that it came out. And I hope you do. Okay, I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.